I tend to look at all my games as part of the fabric of my life, but Flash made me consider getting rid of 5 of them. So I'm going to consider that. Here they are on Legendary Tactics.
Our thanks to Noble Knight for not only sponsoring this video, but also providing an outlet for us to buy, sell, and trade games. If you use this link below, it helps us out. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, so 5 games that Flash made me consider getting rid of.
Was it hard?
I don't get rid of any game.
No, he
that's
doesn't.
the problem.
But you've been complaining about your shelf space for a long time now, to be honest.
It's
See?
a crisis.
See?
It's a crisis situation.
We're on
here,
red alert.
Yes.
Okay.
So
what was number 5?
Number 5. Now I'll kind of apologize in advance because these are probably pretty obscure for most
and before
people.
we start, did you have a criteria?
Not really. No, it's just games that I didn't think I
Eeny,
needed
meeny,
anymore
miny, you.
or couldn't get to the table. And this is a perfect example of that, actually. Moscow 1941, The Enemy at the Gates. This is a game by SPI that I don't even remember where I acquired it. I have no idea. I see a price on there.
And it looks like,
So I may have gotten it at
Leisure World. That was an old game store in our area.
An old game store. Yeah, exactly. In the mall. So I may have gotten it there, but I don't actually remember. I may have bought it secondhand from someone who got it from Leisure World.
Right. Oh, that's a good point.
But this game, I remember setting it up when I was when I first got it. I was probably in high school.
Okay.
And it just seemed so overwhelming to me at the time. And I just never really ever got it to the table. And I've had it on my shelf literally for 20 years.
Some SPI games can do that too.
Yeah.
They can be
they're a little bit heavier sometimes.
Yep.
So I just feel like I just wouldn't get this to the table really. I've got so many other games to choose from now.
So Enemy at the Gates is now Enemy off the shelf.
But that said, if there are some fans of SPI games out there that would recommend it, I'm open to giving it a try. Pulling it back from the brink.
Not yet. Yeah. I understand. Okay, so number 4, NATO.
All right. So for this one,
it's a little offensive to be honest with you, NATO.
Well, the reason is because he got me this.
I got him this game.
Now, we went through a phase at one point where we would buy games that we more as gag gifts.
It
was. We were just getting games that we thought people would not enjoy. The more obscure, the better.
I had seen this on sale at our local game store for like 6 months. It finally went to like 80% off. I'm like, done.
Yes.
The game's gonna cost me like $3.
Yeah. And this is Mayfair Games, who's a reputable game publisher.
Right.
But this one just Tucholcha is how I think it is pronounced.
Okay.
And it just struck me as being like Parcheesi, but like a fancier version or a variation on Parcheesi, which
I think we actually did play a game.
We did. We played a couple of games because
it's gotten some use.
Yeah, I said, you're going to give me this game, you have to play it with me. And so, we played, I think, 2 or 3 games of it, but I don't know. It just never really resonated much more than fancy Parcheesi.
Yeah, that's right.
So anyway, Tucholcha's number 4.
Gone.
All right.
In the vault. Okay, number 3.
Number 3 again.
Another one.
Another one from that same era. From that same era of where we're kind of giving each other weird games that are maybe obscure. This is actually from Fantasy Flight,
though. Yeah, Scarab Lords.
Scarab Lords. And you know what? It's not that this game is
game of gods,
terrible.
Armies, and struggles of power.
I think I've only ever played it once.
Okay.
And it didn't really blow me away.
No.
But I mean, it's
very light.
Yeah, it's fairly
not much
light.
to it. Yeah,
it's one that we could certainly try. It's like in pristine condition.
Wow. I mean, look at the board on this.
Board
this is like travel edition here. Like, that is nothing.
And you got a few of these like little pyramid things.
Yeah,
a few counters,
tokens.
And that's the game. So it's not really a lot to it.
But the rules. There's like 5 pages, man. This is.
I know, but I just have never gotten. It's never been a priority, unfortunately.
So I'll give you the honor. So it's gotta go.
Gotta go. All right. Now number 2.
Oh, now
this one's actually one that I have a soft spot for.
Oh, Sriracha?
It's Sirocco. Probably. I'm not sure if that's the correct pronunciation, but or Sirocco. It's a very simple war game. where it's Rommel versus Patton. You have the American side versus the German side.
Yep.
And it's actually kind of a fun game in many ways, except for one mechanism.
One glaring problem.
So you have a hand of cards and you play them to attack and move and so forth. But one of the things you can do is you can take cards and put them in your reserve. And instead of taking your normal move, you can flip up your reserve and take all the actions.
Oh, okay.
The problem with this is that there are reinforcement cards that you can play. So you put them in your reserve and then you flip them up and you get all these forces back.
Oh.
So it tends to be endless, this game.
This game doesn't end.
It doesn't end because you get one person who gets the reinforcements, you push him back, flips over the reinforcements, suddenly just surges onto the board.
Right.
And totally crushes you, and the tide goes back, and then that person has now been hoarding those reinforcement cards.
So, and then it's just these waves of back and forth.
And so it really comes down to who ends up with more reinforcement cards in a certain sequence. Because if they get more, then they can pile on and win. But anyway, it's not a bad game, and I do have many fond memories of playing it as a kid.
But I'll give you the honors. It's gotta go.
Oh, it's gonna go off the table. All right. And the last one might be my most controversial
NATO.
pick. All right. Now.
Oh boy. You've got some splaining to do here.
I actually really like this game, but the problem is that I'm the only one in the gaming group that loves this game.
Dominant species. Now it's dominant species marine.
It's dominant species marine, and
Does that matter?
I don't think so. Okay. I think that.
So it wasn't the marine theme that
wasn't the marine
bothered
theme.
you?
No, again, it's more that it's just hard to find opponents like yourself.
Won't play this
like
one.
Flash.
Won't play this one.
Won't play this one. Right?
Yeah,
Didn't enjoy it.
Didn't like
and
it.
that's totally fine. But now it's like
now
it's
what?
on my shelf.
Now what?
No one's going to play it with me. So what do I do?
Right.
So
you're in a pinch
unfortunately, it's got to go. Now I did find that it can be a little bit of a long game. I'm not opposed to that, but
this is one where I got caught in a bit of a brain burner too.
Yes,
I rarely get that, but I got it in this one.
Yeah.
So you got to be careful of the brain burner.
So the challenge is it's not easy to teach to.
No, it's not.
A kind of a broader audience, even though thematically it could be. It's just. The other gamers in my life tend to be more light to medium, and I feel that this might be a bit much for them.
Okay.
So
just a little too heavy.
For that reason, it's got to go.
It's got to go.
All right. So anyway, those are my 5. I'm sure most of you have never even heard of most of these games.
Yeah.
But those are my honest picks, so I got to be myself.
That's right.
All right. So
very good.
Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, get out there.
Get gaming and be legendary.